Quiz. What do you get when you combine aluminum, magnesium, glass, and $200? That's right. One of the coolest new budget smartphones available today. I'm Toby, this is Portable Tech Review, and this is the 5.1mm thin Blu Vivo Air. Now this phone was announced at CES 2015 and was available almost immediately through Amazon for $200. For that price, the phone's build quality and premium feel is really nothing short of amazing. The design includes Gorilla Glass 3 on the front and back and an aluminum magnesium alloy for the body. It comes with an octa-core MediaTek processor, 1 gig of RAM, 16 gigs of internal storage, an 8 megapixel camera on the back, and a 2 megapixel camera on the front. The specs can all be seen with my first look video, but you'll also know that it has a 4.8-inch Super AMOLED 720p screen. And while the design of the phone is quite brilliant, especially for the price, Blu's interface, a customized version of KitKat 4.4.2, falls a little short in my opinion. Now while it is definitely more customizable than it may appear at first, it does use a similar form factor or style, if you will, as iOS. There's no app tray. Everything's loaded right on the home page. Now at first glance this seems like it is contrary to Android's customizing nature. However, as you use the phone you learn that you can move icons where you want them, leave blank places where you choose, as well as add widgets and folders, as I've done on this page, to house all of my benchmarks in one folder. So while at first it seems very limiting, it does actually provide a good level of customization. One area that Blu has customized the phone is from the notifications and setting screen. You'll see a large portion at the top of the settings screen is this rocket ship with a gauge. And you'll see currently it says 273 megabytes available of 952. Pressing the rocket ship is supposed to free memory. What I've found from my typical use is that it frees a little for a short period of time. To me, using so much real estate on a settings screen such as this demonstrates that they realize it doesn't have enough RAM, which is one of the drawbacks of a budget phone. Now, along with that, there are some other customizing features when you choose the settings button. Of course, you can change wallpapers, as with any phone, but there are themes. Now, the themes, oddly named themes such as the boat, really changes your background, but also changes the look of some of your icons. When I reload the home screen, you'll see that the icons change. Now, while these are definitely more pleasing, it doesn't change the layout, it just changes the look of your icons. You also have a theme called Android, which changes them again, and this is probably my favorite of the three. Now, even though it does change your wallpaper, you can certainly change that yourself as well. There are other desktop settings, which allows you to have different switching effects from screen to screen, and I like this screen that it gives you preview of what's to come. One that I think is kind of cool is the ball. We'll select that and go back to the home screen, and you'll see as you change from page to page, the icons form the shape of a ball as you swipe back and forth. Even with such a customized swipe function, the phone's responsiveness is seldom laggy. For everyday usability, the phone works very well. If we go back to desktop settings, you will also see, along with the switch effects, you can loop the desktop, meaning you can continue swiping one direction. And another feature that I definitely like is the scroll up and scroll down. While the phone is very thin, and you would think would be small with a 4.8-inch screen, it is quite tall. You can see the bezels at the top and bottom are very tall. It's about the same height as the iPhone 6. What I like about the scroll up and down is it allows you to, rather than swipe from the top for your notifications, you can swipe down from anywhere to access the notifications, making it very easy to use the phone with one hand. Now, I have very large hands, so it's easy for me to swipe down from the top, but it's easier to swipe wherever you are. Another feature that I like on this phone, in the settings, while you have a quick settings and all settings, you do have some smart gestures. The one that I have turned on here is double click wake. Double click wake allows you to tap the phone twice to wake it up. It doesn't unlock the phone, but it does allow you to bring the phone on without having to reach the lock button. While useful, it's also nice to have a way to actually unlock the phone without going to the power button. Now, this is also available through some smart gestures that allow you to customize when the phone is actually locked. So the interface, while at first does not seem very user-friendly, it does have some nice features, and Blu hasn't added a lot that bogs it down. Camera performance, gaming performance, and overall functionality of the phone are about what you would expect from a budget to mid-tier device. The real claim to fame for this phone and where it really shines is in its appearance and design. The build quality is really what you get from this phone that you don't get from, say, a Moto G. Some of the compromises you'll make with this phone is that it does not provide any LTE support. So your speeds are going to be slower. Now, for you that may be a deal breaker. For me, it's not. Most of the time I'm on Wi-Fi, have access to Wi-Fi, and getting 6 Mbps speeds is fine for what I use the phone for. All in all, I find it a very good budget offering with a great design, a great style, and something that will draw attention in the right way for a budget device. I used the phone a couple of days and I covered the blue emblem at the bottom just to see what kind of reaction people would give when I let them use the phone. I had more than a couple of people ask if it was a new iPhone. Now, obviously, those people are not Apple people, or they would know it's not simply by the interface and by the button layout at the bottom of the screen. But I found it interesting that they would associate a $200 device with a company like Apple, where their devices are usually quite expensive and design-centric. If you have any questions about the Blu Vivo Air that I haven't addressed here, please feel free to review the other videos I've posted, as well as leave a comment with your questions. I'll do my best to answer them all. As I wanted to keep the video reasonably short, I'm sure there's something that I've missed. I appreciate you watching the video. Please subscribe so you don't miss anything. Leave a thumbs up. And again, if you feel like leaving a comment, please do. Again, I'm Toby for Portable Tech Review, and this has been the Blu Vivo Air.